All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight with another fabulous afternoon. Happy Easter, by the way, for those that are out there. Hopefully, you caught any eggs. I hope that brings some sadness to Graf. Unfortunately, he was all alone. So, cue the music. That is not 3-0, because, ladies and gentlemen, we're still kicking it off with another banger. o7 Houston Spartans taking on Rally Royals today, Graf.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to see these two rosters kind of go at it, where you start off on a protocol hardpoint. This is one where you got to allow your ARs to take control of the map. Yeah, your submachine guns, they can get moved up. You especially want to take it out when it comes to that P4, but realistically, you're relying on the ARs. It's a rotational heavy, and just change up your angles. You see a lot of people play off of the traditional headies, and I think if you just change that up a tad bit, it's going to give yourself a good advantage.
No, I'm excited for this one as well because there are some straight shooters with the ARs on both of these rosters, I should say. Dexterities is on the Rally Royals side. Kliz, he tends to flip between the flex role, but we tend to see him, or I've seen him on an AR on this map in particular, so I'm excited what he can do because I've seen him drop 30 numerous times, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Houston Spartans 07 in the red, Rally Royals in the yellow, and it is Dexterities already hopping off to the first kill of this map.
Rally Royals, this organization, they have been around for a few seasons, and they just continue to develop these incredible rosters. I'm excited to see what they always bring to the table, but on the other end, you were saying, Kliz, this guy, once he starts getting going, he's tough to shut down, but Dexterity's coming in, some good shots. Unfortunately, he will fall, but right now, for the side of the 07 Houston Spartans, looking pretty good here to begin with.
Yeah, they are. I mean, even though some trading has gone down throughout this map, the first P1 has pretty much gone perfectly for them. They've gotten 18 seconds. They haven't really let anybody breach that 50-yard line. Unfortunately, we are seeing a flip here, so they got a little bit too egregious as Mac, that sub, just to cross the hair or two line, and now the spawns are going to flip, and Rally's going to have a nice setup for this P2 side, I think. Oh, look at this, though. Number 3 somehow spawning in the back graph.
And number 8, that guy was so patient. Dexterity, I think he was sitting low P3, and I'm not sure how he did it, but it doesn't matter. The kills come through. Great break from 07. Yeah, like you were saying, number 3, Walla goes massive for the boys as he's going to continue to roam freebies in the backcourts. This is exactly where you want to play this P2.
Man, look what Walla has done. He has made the eyes of Spectre and Verley turn around, basically shutting down the Royals push on that P2. It has been free time for Mac, who has just sat in this hill. He's 5-1, basically a couple ticks away from the Hellstorm. If he finds this kill here, it could solidify it, and there it is, finally getting that Hellstorm. It's going to be huge for the P2 on the next set of rotations as well as the P1. And look at this, Houston Spartans finding their stride. They're able to get a nice flip, and they're already set up for P3. Kliz holding down the top side of things.
I was going to say Walla was also on a streak. He was probably a kill or two away. Unfortunately, got down middle of the map. And Dexterity, he's been the only one who feels like they've been shooting back. It's been, honestly, all a red kill feed this entire game, Corpse. The side of Rally, they got to win a rotation here.
No, they do. And we were talking both teams before. Well, at least you talked to the side of Houston. I talked to the side of Rallies. I mean, both teams were just like, yeah, we're just kind of here for fun. That was the vibe I got. I mean, Kliz, he was like, yeah, we're going in cold. And Dexterity was like, we don't even know if we're going to win this.
Oh, man, it was funny because V Nice was saying, he's like, I'm so sick of Kliz's crap out here. He was just like, yeah, we're going to come in. We're probably going to lose. So, you know, sometimes those vibes, they really do have a true effect, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the Spartans at all because it is 3 in the feed. You have one more gunfight to beat Dexterity's. God, the guy is snapping, just simply not enough to get done. You need some help for that man.
Let's see what happens. J-Luck hitting this both side. Was unfortunate the stun didn't hit, so he had some team shots with the help of Dexterities. And again, you lose the rotation to yet another money hill on this wall. You lose the rotation to another hill on this map, and I dare I say it is the only money hill on this map.
Yeah, it kind of is. And Mac, he just comes through the double in the feed. He has a streak. Everything is looking good for Spartans. I mean, if they get this last 40, the game's essentially over, course. I do not see the side of Rally Royals coming back from it.
Yeah, talking about over VK's putting everybody in a coffin. Let's go to a listen early with 07.
One shot on the box.
Dead.
Nice.
Spectre make gun. Go near the lip. Go near the lip. Above the
Have
lip.
Fire that shit on.
Come on.
Look for one.
I have all your front again. I have all your front again. Staying down. For it.
Yeah, I'm
gonna take
top
time here.
to Dex.
There's you. He's still there. But top
I don't
trips,
know where he
J1.
went. Don't know where he went. Take your
Oh
time.
my
I'm
God,
pinching.
cuz.
Take your time. I'm pinching.
Yo, mid-gun top
Are they
trips
both top?
again.
Are they both top?
Yeah, one bottom, one bottom.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Yo, he's
I'm
P1 right now,
I'm
Verily.
I never saw top. I never saw top.
They double, they might
I don't
be
see
double
P1 either.
inside.
Spiral,
Dex
dead,
is
Spiral dead.
top 3
Top
Dex.
three.
Hit
I'm
twice.
streaking. streaking.
Nice.
One time. He's green box, green box, green box. Really green box weak. Other guy's mid-gun, mid-gun.
Bump top. Bump top.
Yeah, yo, one
Mid-gun,
P2,
mid-gun,
one
watch
P2,
out.
one top trips,
Bottom, bottom,
two
bottom.
tower, two tower, two tower.
Bottom market.
Tower dead.
Absolute.
Verily.
Verily.
I heard you. I'm holding top on blue.
I got one tower.
Nice, go in. Once you
That's coming, that's coming, that's coming.
I'm playing wide. I'm playing wide.
Let me heli, let me heli.
Top 3. Top 3.
Every heli. Avid, top three, every heli.
Top trips.
Heli, yo, heli one chest back.
Heli and top trips. There's two heli. Yo, I'm
That's
pitching,
super dead.
Top trip dead. Top trip dead.
Heli, and yo, bottom granny. Bottom granny went in time.
I'm
In time.
pinching. I'm pinching.
Only one on time. One more
I'm
top gun, be
coming,
careful. I don't see the guy time.
Dead.
I didn't
He's
hit
just
it.
lying down, he's lying down. He's side time, right side time. Running up, really weak.
I don't see him. I don't see him.
Mid, your mid is 30 dead.
Three dead.
I'm looking,
One
I'm
shot. J
looking
look on time.
Jay, one shot.
I spawn late.
Alright.
I'm gonna
He's
put
on
some
the
middle right here. Yeah, hold mid,
I'm
if you
playing
can.
for.
I'm going P. Yeah, I'm going P4. I'm playing.
Corpse, I don't know about you, but there's a reason why they call Cliz the baller, because the guy is being the shot caller out there as well, because he's leading everybody in the comms. He's calling everything out, saying where he's spawning. That just gives everything to your teammates, saying, hey, they are probably in this area of the map, so be ready for these pinches. A ridiculous score line in the protocol so far.
I mean, you talk about scoreline. Spectre only has 4 kills throughout this whole map right now, and we're almost at the 200-point marker. If you are talking about a slow, devastating map, this is it. And I mean, J Luck is not helping them as well. He's 8-17.
I mean, a slow, devastating map. I don't know if I would call it slow. I would say it's definitely devastating to the egos for sure of the side of the Rally Royals. But o7, these guys are giving nothing to them. The setups have been perfect. J Luck, he comes in for just, 9 seconds of scrap time. That's not going to get it done. Dexterity's finally says, screw the AR. We have no submachine gun presence. He picks one up, gets a 2-piece. Their first rotational win here, Corpse.
Man, it's got to be a big one, but the problem is they have no presence here through the bottom side. So Mac is hitting this route through Spiral, has all the time to work with. Unfortunately, J Luck does pick it up, and now the collapse is about to come through. But again, this is the first time we've seen Rally really pull off successful trades. Can VK go huge? He's not able to find the snap, though. Close spawns will roll through for Rally, so this is going to help them big time. And hey, Rally, look what happens when you win the rotation. Look what happens when you have back spawns. You get clean, solid time. 20 seconds left on this hill. They're going to look to try and hold all of it, as well as combine it to P4. These are kind of the 2 hills where you can really make a big swing inside of this map.
Yeah, this is looking great, and I love that setup as well. They just have one player watching through the back door and the submachine gun up close and personal. Dexterity's not able to win the massive rotations. Verly, he's the only one in position. He's going to have a ton of players of o7 in front of him. I just don't think he's going to have enough firepower to come away with this one.
Nah, I mean, Verly somehow
Or does he?
pulls off that. Yeah, he pulls off that first kill. I mean, the man is kind of a power washer, so he has a lot of blisters on his hand. Hates to hold the controller. Again, another player that was just like, well, Dexterity's killed himself. That's not going to help you. But, I mean, hey, they still win the battles on the front side of things. They get P4. The problem is it's a kind of a sloppy setup. It allows Houston to find these first 2 kills, make it 3. The amendment break is in.
Ah, God, man, yeah. In this, if you are numbers down right away, Dexterity's, he's going to look back and be like, what the hell did I just do? Because they would have found themselves in a perfect setup there, of course, because they even found the initial get-back kill with that Semtex. Just unfortunately, that is a back-breaking moment, I think, for the side of Rally, because it would have been down, 200 to maybe 160 and potential comeback in their eyes, but I think now it's simply a little bit too far.
It is. You just got to play for time. You got to read spawns properly. With Mac here on top trips, he's going to be able to do just that. I mean, they got 2 players on top trips, and yeah, finally, as the gunfights roll through, Mac turns around, Quiz turns around, only a trade rolls through from the side of Rally. And I mean, just like you said it, game might be over. 1 second to go. Your Rally Royals, you just have to throw your lives onto the hill. Some few trades go through. It's a 3 for 2. Another contest, but Dexterity's is the last one alive. He falls, and Houston Spartans take map 1.
A little bit of a dominant victory there from the Spartans, but honestly, I like what Rally started to do towards that second half of the game. Yeah, 250, 119 scoreline doesn't look great, but they started to fire back. You could tell that they were starting to get their footing underneath them. If they were maybe down, 120 to 40, I think this kind of turns into a different game, but they found themselves, what was it, after that first set, like 140 to 20 or something like that.
I think
It wasn't
like
looking
170
good.
at most.
Yeah, it was just simply not looking good. Inspector, we've seen this guy play before, 9 and 26, not the stat line that you are wanting to get going. But look at Verley. He only had 100 more damage than him, but doubled the kills, so maybe getting it done in the assists.
Yeah, true indeed. That's what it's going to be. A 4-man team game as now. o7 Spartans take map 1. And again, if you're looking at the maps and modes, we talked about how ARs were essential. And this first one, Kliz came to play, as well as VK. We're taking it to map 2, though, Graph. S&D on Rewind. Are the ARs still essential here?
It's all about taking map positioning in this one. You have to allow your submachine guns to have that presence either towards the generator room or towards that A site inside of the store itself. So it kind of comes down just to positioning on this map. Your ARs can be dominant in those long lanes of sight, but realistically, you're looking at Spectre to get himself going in this kind of matchup, key matchups. You're looking at Mac, you're looking at Spectre. Those are the two guys you got to be looking for here when it comes to search and destroy.
Got to do it indeed. So now the players are loading in. I'm excited because I feel like Rewind, I love the refreshness of it. I can't talk about it enough. Everybody has...
Swap the Codcaster, FYI.
Oh, yeah.
I got you.
This guy's watching me. I got production on my hands. What am I doing? No, but I'm excited for this because we talk about how Rewind has come back into the rotation. It's brought sort of a freshness. I mean, I would have loved to see it in the hardpoint side of things, but still, S&D brings that variety, and it still allows that kind of bang out sense that Skyline brought.
It does, I think, in certain aspects, but you don't really see that anymore. I think in the amateur scene, it's a tad bit more common. In the pro scene, yeah, you'll see 1 or 2 rounds that are just straight bangouts, but everything kind of slows down after you find those opening engagements. Those tacticals are used. You have the information where the other team is kind of playing. They really get prolonged rounds. You don't really see that in any other ones. Maybe Protocol. For some reason, Rewind just has this effect where everybody wants to play slow once they get that information. And if nobody's taking routes, these are going to go, the full minute and a half to, 2 minutes and 15 seconds across the board. So these can be long search and destroys.
Well, especially if these guys don't ever get the bomb down. I mean, as well, this is like another, I'm not messing. This is another map where I know you talked about taking map presence, and I see time and time again, like teams, especially on the offensive side of things, they flood the middle of the map. They want to get that A site control. They do, but then they just wait, like you were talking about. And I don't know if it's like a numbers things. They want to feel comfortable, to get that situation, to get the bomb down. But a lot of the times, if it's given to you, just go with it, because then that applies the pressure on the other team to do the retake perfectly.
I think there's, you have a small aptitude of time to be able to conduct that, like wait on the bomb plant, give it 10, maybe 15 seconds. If nobody's going to go and try to challenge you and nobody on your teammate has been able to find anything, yeah, just get that bomb down, because the more that you wait, it allows maybe that other team to, either pull a flank or kind of surround the site, because they probably gathered that information on where your team is planting that bomb. And if they, have that numbers advantage while that player's getting the bomb down, it could be a catastrophe.
All right, let's see what happens here. We're hopping into it in a rally. They're looking to take the outer street of this. They're looking to hit kind of B in a sense. Number 3, some timing goes down in the middle of the map. We'll see what happens here. Verley on the side door of this janitor closet. Everybody from Houston, they just ran through the middle of the map, and now they're going to have to track back here.
Yeah, you just got to beelines it through the middle. Wallow will be the first one to bite the dust. Bomb goes down, and I love it. They completely take over that B site. Mac, this is the guy that you're looking to make a play, and Jay Luck denies him. Good shots. I thought the trade was going to come through, but he had the pre-fire in, and Kliz trying to get up close and personal with a 17-year-old. Unfortunately, gets back down. He will happen to find one, but a tall task, a tall order ahead of you.
See what happens. Because now, Jay Lucky is going to put that in the books, and Dexterity's in an off angle, able to find the final coffin. And this is where I think Rally Royals find their spark. You know, a lot of teams, they come in cold. They're not really expecting much out of map 1. They're like, okay, they see how map 1 went, and they're like, let's just work from there. And it's almost like a different mindset heading into this S&D.
It absolutely is a different mindset. Not to mention, we kind of saw the way that Rally got going on that very end of that map 1. Yeah. So maybe this is where they hit that stride here in the map 2. And so far, I mean, you opened up with the first blood under J Luck. So good stuff for them, and see what they can get done on the defense.
Not only a first blood, the man found 3 that round. He's going to lock down the street, and it looks like it's a very aggressive push through mid. Dexterities finds the first blood. Both teams want to take control of this. They're about to breach Garden. Kliz only finds 1. Trade rolls through. Max somehow gets away with his life. 1v1's about to happen on all sides of the map right now.
Yeah, everybody's completely split, but number 7, he's kind of the isolated player. He's in between 2 of these members. They know where he is. Number 4 should get the shot in the back. Dexterity's taking the route. And number 6, Max, he's even thinking about maybe trying to reflank this, but he hears the glass break. He immediately cuts it off through the middle of the map.
See what happens. So now, if you're Dexterities, you're just going to camp by this kind of chicken shack. Mac, he's just trying to find information. So right now, he has 40 seconds to work with. He has a lot of time to do this, which is why he's taking these long routes. The problem is, I think Rally knows where maybe Bomb is, but as soon as I say that, both players are going to cuddle up. They're both going to re-hit this. They're going to retake that B Street side of things. And if you're Mac, this is the timing to find some sort of presence on A here.
Yeah, they didn't know where the bomb was down at either. And Mac might get godlike timing or the worst timing. He spots both of them, so there you go. And now he's just going to take the gunfight. A little overzealous in that moment, but he has to get the bomb down at A. I think they're going to decide to push this, or at least allow it to go down. Mac, potential to clutch here.
Let's see what happens. Does he peek it? He does peek the door. I don't know if they heard it. They don't. He has the timing here, Graf. He's behind both. Not one. Lines up for the second, and they don't call him Big Boy Mac Attack for nothing, Burrow.
Yeah, the Big Mac instead. My goodness, the double cheeseburger, whatever you want to call it. But he came through in that timing. It was perfect. And Dexterities allows his streak to kind of come to a close, so you get 2 battles at once. Exactly what you want if you're the side of Houston.
And again, I mean, huge clutch. Because, I mean, the first round went really well. And if you're Rally, I think this is 2 rounds in a row you found first blood. So we've seen how momentum can really change early in the rounds in S&D. But it's really just when a team gets hot and when a team gets going, they are hard to stop, especially on a map like Rewind.
You see a lot of teams really favor this B site as well, and I think that's kind of interesting. You really feel confident taking these long-range engagements just because you can find that information. They already turn around and try to deal with a player on the flank, but you've kind of seen as this game has progressed, not many teams are really trying to take over that A site.
No, they're not. They're just trying to find that first blood, and I think this is what it allows. I mean, if you look at number 4, at least one of them on the map. Nope, wrong one. If you look at J Luck, he has found himself all the way pushed up onto the B, and this is huge because he's playing Garden, so he knows that there's at least one person on that B Street side, and he's allowing the other people to work the Chicken Shack Street. Unfortunately, he gets not the best timing. Now, we'll see what VK can pull off. 0-2 right here. Finds 1. 30 seconds left. I think they know where he is. Did he get the timing? Okay, so he's seen nothing yet.
Yeah, he's just kind of playing this one slow, feeling them out, and they're playing a little split here. Number 3, I mean, these are isolated moments. You might be able to find a kill and get out, as V-Nice has no information whatsoever where these guys are going. I do like the fact that Rally, they are just sticking together, though, trying to get that trade. And, yep, you're going to spot out 1. And, I thought for a moment might have been able to find that gunfight. As now he kind of feels that 1 is going to split as they collapse upon him. Rally, get right back on top.
And I like how you noticed that because Rally knows what they want to do in close situations. We've seen them now in 2v1 situations, at least for 2 of these rounds in this Rewind S&D. And both times when their players split, they're like, okay, yeah, we've been split too long. We need to group up. We need to play that buddy system. And honestly, that's just IQ level to a T, because a lot of teams, especially at the amateur level, will leave their players isolated just because they want to cover a lot of the lanes and at least get eyes on as much as the map as possible. But that creates those opportunities for those clutch moments.
And it's very rare, you know, that you're going to get shot. Both players are going to get shot in the back. That just comes down to simply Call of Duty timing. Finally, the Spartans get on the board with the first blood, their first one in 4 rounds. The guy that you essentially need to shut down is Dexterities. And if you find him, I think you're going to be in a good spot. Guess what? They follow it up. Walla is there for 2-3 in a row. A 1v4 Spectre. Good luck, have fun, my friend. Oh my goodness, they almost lined up, but nope. Spartans back on the board.
Look, I don't know who's coaching the side of Houston right now, but they really need to tell their team to stop running, lining up, bro, because they have created too many moments for Rally to just piece them.
Yeah, they have, but luckily it hasn't happened more often than not. They've been kind of getting just some awkward timings, still being able to come away. And I just don't think that Rally's expecting that second player, so yeah. Maybe if they hold down that R trigger a little bit longer, they might find that second kill.
We'll see what happens here. Things are tied up in a rewind S&D. It's been back and forth. I'm excited again. Rally hitting generator. They're prioritizing a presence towards B here though, or A here for the first time. We'll see what happens because VK, I think, and Kliz, and it's Mac playing towards this garden area. J-Luck finding the first blood again.
That was quick in there. They opened up the door. They immediately took over this A site. So I love the change up from Rally. Maybe they heard me saying that not a lot of teams like to favor it, but Kliz trying to find an opening. He actually gets the kill, but unfortunately goes down. Mac, a 1v3, and he gets shot in the back. Rally, they know what they want to do on this map. You can tell they've got a lot of repetitions on it.
Yeah, and I really like what they've also done when they're trying to plant the bomb. We've seen a lot of times where once they get control of it, they leave that player that's lurking on the street side of things, like that chicken shack. They just let him sit there. They're watching that outer street, you know, what a main AR should be doing, covering lanes. And it has found crucial kills in, like, the 3v2 situations because we saw a person, I believe it was Walla, who was sitting on that chicken street side for Houston last round. He tried to gravitate back towards Garden when Kliz found that first kill, but no, Rally was sitting there, J-Luck was sitting there, and they found the kill to make it a 3v1.
I found a good kill, and I mean, Rally's just been dominating the first blood categories. Look at that life preservation. The movement is clean. Unfortunately, Dexterity gets pushed out. Follows up with the grenade from Verly as Kliz. He has been an absolute shooter. You kind of look at the overall stat line as well. Everything seems to be going okay for the side of the Spartans, as they are still keeping their pace with this one. As, yeah, they've only won 2 first bloods, but they're tied up at 3 apiece.
They are indeed. Great round out of Houston right here. They just kind of switch up the pace. They're like, yeah, we're just going to hit B Street. We're going to take it. But also, it was kind of a bad one for Rally. They guessed wrong. They sent everybody towards kind of Chicken Shack side. So ultimately, they were just kind of screwed right there on the retake.
And if you take over Garden, it is so difficult to try to retake it because people can move so fast in between it. And not to mention with how close-knit probably your post-plant setup is on that B site, you're going to have a player overwatching them.
Let's see what happens. VK trying to be the overwatcher, and he finds a kill with the nade. Big one. I think information was spotted from the side of Mac. We'll see what happens here. He's just playing the street. He's going to back away with his life, barely, but he has bought time for the players to hit the flank. This is Kliz. Rally is noticing it. Rally set up for it. It doesn't matter. Kliz and Mac go huge. And oh my days.
Wow.
Houston's starting to come alive as well now. We got a ball game, ladies.
V Nice looking like the Saturday Minnesota Timberwolves out of there, dropping threes left and right, dropping dimes from downtown with that frag grenade. The gaming chef would simply be proud of that frag grenade. But either way, if you're finding these first bloods, just look how fast they are moving. it's interesting because you know that Rally has a game plan, but Houston, they just counter so quick if they find those bloods.
And that's the thing with like any roster Cliz and VK are on. I've seen that like map 2, the mid game adjustments are insane for them, and that's really when they start to get in the opposing team's head, as they're just gonna do the same thing they did last round. Look, they're gonna rush this B Street.
Yeah, it's hot and heavy over towards it, and that was the difference last round, right? Was Dexterity on the same play gets caught out, and then they try to pull the flanks. They're like, hey, you're not like us because we will actually win those gunfights. As Burley in a 1v4 opportunity and wins a good one against Cliz, but still, I don't know if he's going to have the opportunity to clutch this one up.
I don't know as well. So number 7, Walla. He's kind of just setting up here Regenerator. ARs are set to a T. They have the whole back of the map open, and Walla just waiting to peek and says, "Where's Waldo?" Well, he's right here.
Waldo was found. If anybody loves those, you know, I love personally those I Spy books or those Where Waldo's books. I love those as a kid. You know, even though I was partially colorblind, I could still do a good job finding them.
And how long did it take you though?
Hey, we don't talk about that, but I found them. That's all that matters.
Let's talk about that. Oh, that's insane. You know, my mom wanted me to dress up as Where's Waldo for one Halloween. I told her no. I didn't want that.
I thought you were having a punchline in there
No,
somewhere.
I
I don't know why. I thought you had a punchline coming, but RCXD is out and tries to put it on in. But unfortunately, does get shot down. Cliz, though. Okay, now he's kind of caught out. He's got to go 1 for 1 here. Not able to do so.
I'm sorry, did his bullets register at all? Did they hit reg there? I don't know. He must have whiffed.
I think he hit the pole a little bit.
Okay, so I mean, I was gonna say it's hard to say a player like Cliz has whiffed on his shots, but he did. I mean, actually no, he hit the pole instead. But bomb is down. Spectre getting all the information he can. Let's see what happens here. Number 5 on the top side of the minimap. He's working it. That's VK. Somehow has the timing on Spectre. Mac on the long flank. What is this setup come to? As now Verley has to go huge. He's just gonna play bomb check. Ooh, the timing may have worked for him there. He didn't get spotted. He's gonna double peek this. Ow.
Oh man.
I
I mean,
was
that
ready for it.
is. Well, I mean, how do you let V Nice? He literally ran through the middle of the map when there was a player over watching him. So I'm just very confused on what happened there for Rally, what information was given. Because he definitely moved before that player who was sitting on the top side of the chicken restaurant to go down. So I'm not sure what the comms were for Rally, but a little bit of miscommunication there.
Unfortunately, they dropped the ball. And map 2 going the way of Houston Spartans. They're up 2-0 in the series. VK having a phenomenal map, 9-4, and with the help of Mac, you might as well put it at 8-3. They take map 2 and Graph as unfortunately well, not unfortunately, we had a long start to the series. A quick map 2, I should say.
Yeah, it was kind of quick, but man, I mean, if you're Rally, you're looking at that saying we should have won that map, and they absolutely should have. It really came down to, I think, Dexterity's on that back line in the defense 2 times when he tried to back up. He got caught out and did not find any kills. I think if he ends up staying alive the first go around, that it goes completely different because then you know that your back line is secured still. You're just going to have to play a little bit more of a retake in that 4v4 instead of that 3v4.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And another thing is, I feel like they just got bullied out of what they wanted to do. I mean, we talked about their plans and what they wanted in post-plan situations. It's just a lot of the times actually, in the later rounds, back half of that rewind, we saw them more go towards A little bit more. And I thought they had more of success because, like, the first 2 offensive round wins came from them hitting that B street.
Mm-hmm. It did, but on the other end, what did Houston Spartans do? The last 3 attacking rounds for them, they ended up hitting that B street. They threw all of their nades. That was the difference. Yes, 1 trophy can be crucial, but I think they tossed out a nade, tossed out a stun, and then a nade, and it just forced that player to either get hit by the fragmentation or the exploding vehicle, whatever the case is. But it just backed up that first line of defense there from the side of Rally until they simply got overwhelmed.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here, as it's going to be a map 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be kicking it to a protocol hard point. Or my bad, control. I'm out of it. I got to do a lot of things right now. Graf, what are you looking for on the control side of things, especially for Rally?
If you're Rally, you need to dominate. The dexterity needs to have kind of that pop off like he did in that map 1. He started off so strong, and this one is where it will make more of a difference or more of an impact when he finds those kills. Somebody needs to step up. You're looking at Spectre once again. He's been playing that submachine gun, and I think he needs to pull out an AR. You can kind of tell just with how his presence is on the map. You need him to start being kind of more of an aggressive AR than a secondary sub. The submachine guns has been kind of the difference maker between these two teams.
Has indeed, and it's like you said, you just got to be aggressive, especially on control, because this is another one where it relies heavily on motivation. I feel like whatever the first round is for defense or offense, well, especially for defense, will set the tone, because we've seen Protocol be such a defensively heavy map where if you come out and slam them, you have all the confidence heading into that round 2.
It dictate the pace of this game. Yeah, you completely said it. Just coming in, having that opening confidence. But what have the Spartans done? They have gone so fast. Like, that's been kind of the difference maker, and I love it. Spectre pulling out the AR once again and already finds 2 in the feed. Unfortunately, will be Walla there to follow up. 2 players already capturing onto this B site. 1 ticket progression is gone, and nobody's taking an outer route. So now you're going to rely on Verley to come in, find 1. He does. Verley, the bounce back is in. That's what you need. Big plays.
You do indeed, but the problem is you now have o7 taking on the bottom side of the minimap. They've shifted their way onto A. Great distraction at B. Both ticks are done on both zones, though. This is going to be a challenge for Rally. Actually, well, they stop A just with almost half a tick remaining, so great job out of them because they still have both zones left remaining. I was going to say, if that A zone fell, it was going to be hard for them to go picture perfect with almost 2 minutes on the clock.
It would have been difficult. Mac, though, being a nuisance here, coming in towards that P3 and already looking towards that A site as dexterities. He cleans out 1 player. That's 3 members down. V-Nice with a over-the-top nade, so at least giving a little bit of space, a little bit more breathing room so you don't get caught into that spawn trap. And once again, he's just taking a different angle, different way of approach. And that's kind of sometimes what you need to do in this protocol.
We'll see what's going to happen here. Verley, 30 seconds left, aggressive into this P3 area. We talk about an aggressive sub coming in. He's already starting out on a 6 and 3 KD. That's impressive. He's found crucial 2 pieces, and they have stopped Houston in their tracks. Early success has come through, but now only 20 seconds left on the clock. You got J-Luck locking down the middle of the map right here with an AR. Unfortunately, he falls, but it's Dexterity that was taking a very long route. He finds 2, make it 3 in the feed, and the man plays inverted sticks for a reason.
Oh my goodness, he snapped onto that 4th. I mean, my goodness. And then Kliz follows up with a 2-piece. So all of that work that you did, all for nothing. Yeah, you're up in the lives, but Verley, you're talking about an impactful player, and the submachine guns need to make a difference. Verley has stepped it up this round.
Yes, indeed, and it's bought Rally some time as they have shifted the life lead. It is cut in half now, 11-6 for Rally. They have all the time, all the room to work with. They just say, hey, o7, you just need to hop on the point. We cannot fall 3 or 4 dead, and we'll be just fine here in this round.
Yeah, they're playing for picks, and Mac is looking for this player, and yeah, he's going to get shot in the back here. At least he should. On the other side, it was Walla taking down J-Luck, so there is still a presence over towards this B site. But look at this angle that Spectre is holding. He's going to give so much information. Oh, Mac, are you kidding me? Talk about unfortunate timing. And then he comes out and still able to shoot Spectre in the back. Not able to finish off the kill. And yeah, he eventually does. And no, this is it. This is it. Somebody needs to come in and challenge. And you're not able to do it at the final moments. They went that 3 down. You were talking about Corpse and Rally. They fall in the final moments.
It was kind of just chaos. I mean, they were just trying to run around and look for Spectre. That guy playing bottom before. And once they found him, that really kind of secured it, because then that's like, hey, all the lurking subs are done. We know which way the ARs are gonna flood. They finally pick up that third kill, and then again, that's just like, hey, post up and put an AR on the middle of the map, and we should be just fine.
That's exactly what they did. They cut off all avenues of approach, so you weren't able to get in there cleanly, and as soon as you slide in, it was just a submachine gun looking up at you from that B site. And look at Mac, he's already taken a route. This man is flying, but J Luck, the whippersnapper out of this player, as he comes in 8-8. Again, Spectre, though, you're looking at him. After that opening double, he's been kind of silenced.
As indeed, 3-6. Again, he's kind of been the one struggling all night for this roster. I don't want to say, like, I'm never one to really, like, be too hard on a person, but, I mean, 3-6, if we tally that, that's going to be 9 kills if this is a quick 3-0 gone control. Although, I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be.
I don't think it will be at all, but the way that the Spartans are playing, taking space on the map, it's been looking good for them. And realistically, yeah, you're down in the lives, but 40 seconds and nobody's been able to get close to the hill. They've just been layering up this defensive stand. And Verley, oh my goodness, V-Nice, he's been loving the chopper gun out there.
Yeah, he has. It's bought his team so much presence. They've been spawning a rally on the top side of the minimap. Walla finds a nice kill, and he's able to just get up here into top zip and allow, I think it's Mac to go to work. So, 17 seconds left. Lives is 21-18 somehow, and you just got to chow a point. You got to go. J-Luck opens it up with 1, but again, everybody else falls on the map. Verley's last alive. 5 seconds left. He's at 9 and 10. He needs to go, but everybody is stopping him. And hey, just like the Spartans at the Hell's Gate, they stand tall.
Yeah, they are standing tall in that narrow, valley. Is that what you would call it? Or yeah, the Hell's Gate. Is that what it was called? Yeah, you're right.
It was a valley in a sense.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, just basically stacking up on top of each other. They had the shields out. Nobody was able to make it through that line. And the Spartans, once they start going, though, you can tell, of course, they are tough to stop, because they had a slow start that search and destroy, but immediately, once they make those mid-game adjustments, it was all over.
Yeah, speaking of mid-game adjustments, it comes down to the comms. Let's get an early listen-in with Rally in round 3.
RB. We're gonna be pushing RB.
Dead third, dead third, dead third.
Yo, P4.
I'm in their locker right now. I am in their lockers.
No, 2P4.
Back one.
That's fine. That's fine. I have all their blue.
I still have left, I still have left, I still have left.
He's still there.
I'm sure.
Looking for Mac.
One bottom blue. One top blue. One top blue.
Ready. I'm looking
Heli
over.
maybe, heli maybe.
He has to be left side blue. Yep, he's going zip now.
On the sidewalk.
I don't see anything, Helly. One's still their top blue.
He'll be over.
One's our top red. One is our top red.
Top
Go.
blue dead.
I got terrible timing.
Both are our top red.
He's still granny, still granny. Knives.
I'm getting turned on. Wow.
Max on
Is
A.
he pushing up? Yes or no? Nice, early.
Did we kill the kids on our
one's
red?
going top blue.
He's
top
on
blue.
A.
No, we didn't.
Kid's on A.
We did not kill red.
One going bottom.
Yeah,
right
just
now.
work the right side of the map,
The
bro.
trips. Or
Top trips,
blue.
top trips, top trips.
He has a knife out. I'm losing it.
Trips, not hurt, not hurt.
I got
Nice
top trips.
Dex, nice Dex.
One's on A.
On A weak, Cliz.
He's not
He's
chilling.
outer
off
A,
this
outer
side. Nice,
A.
good go.
Nice,
I
early.
have their bottom blue. I have their bottom blue.
I spawned P2, I
They can
spawned
get,
P2.
yo, make sure we're picking up left
Trying
side
to
of the
clear
map.
A-tech.
Yeah, I'm.
Dead
Picking up
right
left side,
side, dead right side.
Oh, and I mean, Graph, like, what'd you like? What'd you hear?
Oh, I like the fact that it was Dexterity's kind of calling everything out. J-Luck, Spectre was kind of thrown in. Verley, not really committing to the comms a whole lot, but he was the player who's being annoying for the side of the Spartans. He went on a 4-kill spree in their spawn and just causing issues, but at 16 seconds again, at these dying moments, Houston, they just make the right plays, and it's been so annoying for Rally, and now they are maybe starting to fall apart once again, and whew, the shots are clean from Cliz, just unfortunately a little bit low on the health.
Yeah, especially with like Houston, they find a couple kills on the top side of the minimap, and we knew like from the comms, Dexterity was like, hey, everybody work the right side, everybody work zip, and we can find something. But again, you just leave a person. I think it was Kliz who was able to just lock it down top trips. He finds a nice 2-piece that allows that brief moment at A to get done. Mag coming in with 2 of his own. J-Luck responding, heavy hits here. Last kill, early cleaning up the trash. And you somehow survived, but the lives have been brought down to 2 deficit. It's 10-7 now here.
Yeah, that was a massive double by Verley, and I don't know who was sitting behind that crate in the point, but he was not watching that left side, and he just allowed his teammate to get shot right in the back. So I think maybe he was weak from an earlier gunfight or something, was just staying down, but unfortunately, just one of those moments that you're going to look back here if you're the o7, if you lose this round, could be a detriment. But still, 3v6, this is what happened last time. And he's going to give the call out to his teammate that somebody's taking her out.
It is indeed, and that's Dexterity's. 20 seconds left. Walla finds one in the middle of the map. This is huge. Dexterity's drops down. He's just going to play his life, play hide and go seek. They're going to try and hunt for him. And if you're Mac, you got to hop onto the zone. Dexterity's makes himself known. Mac putting the shots in. He's able to find one, but the lives was too great for o7 to respond to and rally, find their first victory with the round win late in this control.
It was gritty, it was bloody, but they at least get one on the board. They did not want it to be a 3-0, and Spectre found a few kills. Again, what were they doing? They weren't necessarily over-channeling. They were tucking themselves in corner, and they were wasting a lot of time. I feel like that's one thing that doesn't get praised enough when somebody isn't necessarily finding a kill or the kills, but he finds one and then just tucks himself away for 15, 20 seconds, and it forces that other team to have to search for you.
It is indeed. It is indeed. There's now Spectre joining his team with double-digit kills. Maybe trying to find something here. Kliz opens up with the first one. VK sitting in the middle of the map. Dexterity's trying to do everything he can. Verley falls. Now this is the control we all love to see. You know, fight for mid-map control, fight for some struggle, or honestly, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, which is what this control really is.
J-Luck, I'm not sure how that nade killed Walla. Maybe it was just over the windowsill and eventually found that kill. But you already have all this presence towards the A site. Dexterity deals with the member on the flank, so that's all guns front. You should be able to come away with this capture relatively quick, and that's what's happening. You are dominating this attacking round here for Rally.
Oh yeah, look at them roll. I think it's been all yellow for the next 7 kills. J-Luck is gonna split this in half. He found some timing here on tower. This could be huge. Gives the comms. I love this. He's gonna wait to hop onto the point because he doesn't want to give himself away. Now makes himself known. Yep. The problem is they haven't found that player. They haven't found Walla, who took that long route. Dexterity checks it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and look at this. They have a 3-man stack with Dex watching the middle of the map. Oh, jeez. Get this guy.
Oh, what a turnaround right here. You have a player that was on 70. You allow Kliz to triple you up. Oh, and that is a back-breaking moment, but it's still 12v23. You have 1:40 left on the clock. Rally, this is your round to lose.
See what happens here. VK, knowing that someone's going to come through the backside, gets unfortunate timing there. Saw one, able to find a kill. And again, this is what the Spartans do so well. They make you work for it, even though you have 1 tick on. The problem is they are 21-8 in lives, and I know lives are important. I know they have done the impossible last round, or their first defensive round. It's just 20-8.
Well, now 1 minute left. If you find this one kill, Mac, that would have been massive. I think that could have been a completely game-changing kill right there. But 6v16, I mean, it's doable. It's a long shot, but as long as you're kind of keeping a wall of defense out of here, I mean, you're still in a good spot. You just cannot be trading, and this is exactly what they're doing right now. Oh, nice. Tough.
Yeah, unfortunate timing right there. He's Y1. I mean, they've pushed up. The thing is, they're down to their last reset aside. Respawns Walla. On do I dare say got turned on right there. Got found out. Spectre. Spotting Kliz. Gonna make sure nobody goes top grannies. Wallbangs are in. And now. Everybody from, I mean, it's Rally's like scared to move up to the middle of the map. Rally's was scared to make a move.
Yeah, they can't be because now, guess what? There's 24 seconds left. And if you lose these gunfights, oh no, this could be bad. They don't. This is over. It's all but done. As Rally, they have fought their way back. I'm not sure if they secured the defense though here, Corpse.
I don't think they did, just because the way Houston played their first two offensive, they won their first offensive round by ticks, and I think their second round was they got 5, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think they did, but I'm not 100% certain. Spartans still got, I think, enough ticks to secure. Yeah, the defense. That's kind of what I was expecting. So they will be on this defensive stand, but Rally, after a hot round 4, they could get this one done here, Corpse, and extend the series.
They could indeed. Let's see how their approaches. It looks like it's going to be a top trips push. Dexterity's 31 and 16. The man is having a map. He's going to wait for this player to go up zip, but that player says, nope, I'm going to take an underground route, and that's Mac indeed. And this is where I think Rally struggles. Really just kind of their initial break off to get out of spawn has been their weak point, because they haven't really found many kills, and when those first bloods come through, they don't know what routes to hit afterward.
Yeah, it's kind of been difficult, and they've wasted a lot of time. There's already 45 seconds, going off the game clock, and you have no presence on the map except for Dexterities, who's playing this corner, and yeah, he just played for that one solo member, but voila, everybody's moved up. You need to start taking space on the map. Like you said, Corpse, they have not been able to get any sort of presence.
No, they haven't. I mean, they've been trying to hold top troops, but everybody has just been lurking. Lanes have been left open. They've only been able to find 2 kills, but again, you got a player like Mac who's just taking routes after routes. He's already top trips again. He's going to be annoying. Finds a kill on Furley. Hellstorm rolls through from Dexterities. It's going to buy some time for his team. And J-Luck knows this. J-Luck also has a Hellstorm as well. So if they can capture A, this round may go the opposite way. But the problem is you are engulfed with red arrows.
Yeah, you are, but you're still staying alive. And that last member, VK, who's had a slow start, finally back to it. But 20 seconds left. Everybody went down. Mac, yeah, he's going to be able to find this kill. A little scary. But still, you're throwing out all your streaks. I mean, you kind of have to just to give yourself space.
Do indeed. Verley bought that space. Verley has saw that space. He falls. 3 seconds left. Dexterity's able to hop onto the point. Nobody is there. And Houston Spartans in round 5 theatrics take map 3.
Oh, and that's a backbreaking moment too, I think, for the side of Rally, because you had all that momentum. You thought you could maybe pull it back, but in the end, it was still going to be the side of o7, that clutch up. And you said it perfectly. It was essentially, if they did not find those opening breaks, they didn't know what to do on the map.
No, I mean, they didn't. But yeah, Dexterity's 35 and 20. He's looking at the rest of his team like, where are you guys at? J-Luck's up there.
Yep.
Verley's up there as well, but it's just like all you can say is Spectre.
I mean, he didn't have, he had a tough 2 opening rounds, but he pulled it back, I think, towards the end and made it a little bit more respectable. Unfortunately, it just was a tad bit too late. Again, I mean, you're going to harp on it, is Dexterities. Yeah, he was pulling off all the big plays. Vertically, he was finding some critical doubles, same with J-Luck, but you were kind of looking for somebody else just to make that superstar play, kind of like Dexterity does, and it just simply wasn't there.
It wasn't indeed, and everybody on the side of Houston was here. They doubted themselves, but they shouldn't, as they go to 2-0 in the Master Division. Honestly, let's get some words from them. We're gonna hear how the boys from the Spartan side are feeling.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, they're telling us to come on here, Graf, like they already know what they're expecting.
The goat.
We knew we'd be seeing ya.
Ooh, okay. You guys are feeling pretty good coming off of that 3-0. Kind of talk us through that control and what you did differently come that round 5.
Honestly, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. We're kind of rehearsing how we're gonna be talking our post-game interview. That's why we lost 2 rounds. But yeah.
Hey,
It's really it.
I I luckily started going top a lot more, and I was just fucking 1v1ing dexterities through the top window. That shit stain wouldn't die, and he wouldn't kill me either, so he was useless the whole map. Then I'd
Okay,
have Matt just pinch him, and he was dead.
that's true.
I was just running around in their base, man. Those kids can't kill me.
They had a game plan, Graph. The confidence is there. I love it. Now, I wouldn't necessarily call him a shit stain because he is what, top 25 in NH. I don't know where he stands, but
Oh, boo hoo.
Oh, that's top
oh,
25. I must be top one.
where
What,
I must be top
dexterities?
one.
I don't think. No.
I don't know. You should ask him. He said something about top 30, top 25. I forget already. But
Maybe top 30. I think he's a top 32 player.
Shit, I might be fucking top one if that's the case.
okay. But yeah. So you guys close out the control pretty nicely. I do want to take it into the S&D. I do want to go to the rewind in a sense. You guys go round for round with this rally team. What was kind of the mid game adjustments, or what did you see that really kind of tipped the scales in your favor?
I mean, we just kept getting blooded. That was really it.
Yeah, on our defenses, we played a little bit too aggressive and got blooded before they could even get the bomb down, leading us to like outnumbered situations. But after we like nipped that in the bud, it was easy sailing.
And you guys kind of took over, I think, that B-side street. I noticed everybody kind of backed up Dexterities who was playing on that back truck. It was just pure aggression, and I think that just kind of overwhelmed them. And I said the difference between you and the side of Rally was essentially Dexterities not being able to get out alive. And I think it was VK, you were in that exact same position, got hit down to 2 HP, backed up, and it just made that retake that much more easy.
That's what I do, man. Got to play that life, no matter what. Let your teammates help you.
Now, word on the street is VK. Are we going to be seeing you in more competitive stuff?
Yeah, I'm working my ways towards it, trying to get a squad that I'm fully confident in winning with before I step into more, like back into challengers. I did take a break from that. Lands, I took a break from. But after I get a full roster stacked, you'll definitely be seeing me
What
back.
he's saying is he's too humble to say, but he's just waiting for you to turn 18. That's what he's waiting for.
Okay. I was gonna have a follow-up question and be like, are these guys not good enough at the moment? That's
I
what
don't
I was
know.
gonna ask.
I would love to team with these fellas. I don't know. We don't scrim at all. This is our first time playing as
Hey,
a four
bro.
together. Like,
I might be
kinda
quitting
locked.
to go to Warzone.
What?
So
Nah, you're not.
There you
Nah,
go.
you're not.
I've
Congratulations,
been.
I just picked you up and saved you from that. Congratulations. Now we're tier
I kind
2.
of chalked the year for me at the beginning of the year. I trolled it and played with some not good fellows, and
Sorry, you got
I've
me
just been
next year,
placing
bro.
64.
You got me next year, bro. It's all good, bro. Straight top 16 right away.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Well,
You know what? I might have to quote you and put that one out. First challengers Cliz, saying top 16. I'm gonna post that and I'm gonna say quote from Cliz and I will at you in that one. So don't worry, I'll be watching next year.
Hey, hey. Oh, I love the pressure, man.
all right, you guys enjoy the win.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was the words of 07 Houston Spartans, I guess. Name change. Really long.
Yeah, a little bit long, but honestly, they came away with a solid victory. I think they looked great through and through, especially in the hard point and in the search and destroy after they made those adjustments. The control, I think they need to kind of clean it up towards that middle of the game, but either way, a win is a win, and you get it done in a 3-0 there, Corpse.
They do indeed. And for the guys feeling cold, they came out hot. I don't know how that works, but science always confused me, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we got for you, at least for me tonight on this Easter, which, by the way, happy Easter to those that found some eggs and some little bit of bunnies. Go follow Graph. Go follow him on his Twitter. It's linked right there in the middle somewhere. Go follow ZGL, and you know where to find me, as well as my Twitter page. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Love you. You make it happen. And